Hi everyone, this is Tony from the Training Center. I'm going to create a couple of videos using the Moxi Present platform. So the one I'm going to do today, this is CMA for a seller. It also would work for a buyer, just so you know, it's a traditional CMA. So from my dashboard on the hub, I'm going to click on the Present button, and you're going to see the back end land on my page. And I have several on my page. If you've done a few, they'll be there. The only way they disappear is if you delete them. A couple things while I'm on my home page here, so I can explain to you. It's going to label what this is, if it's a seller CMA or if it's a property preview. It's going to label it for you. A buyer tour, it'll label for you. Just so you know, the CMAs that I've created are on my dashboard here. I can edit them by going into the pencil. I could see when I created them by using the clock. This is just one agent, but however, if I had two agents, you would see a silhouette of two people if you shared it with someone. And then, of course, there's the three dots advance button, so you can view this CMA that I've created already. The web version is a live version to our MLS. The print version is print, and you can print it landscape or portrait. Of course, you can email it to your client. If you clicked on settings, settings would really just take you to change the name. If you're going to assign this to an agent or a team, you really want to duplicate it first, because once you assign it, it disappears off of your screen. You can delete it. You can archive it. It can sit in an archive folder for you. There's a quick flyer here that you can take a look at and use. You can assign it again to an agent or a team, but be sure you duplicate it first. And it'll come back saying copy, so you'll know. And then you can edit the co-presenter, and you can add co-presenter as well here. So that's the dashboard. Again, the edit button is the pencil. It'll take you back into the back end. To create a new CMA, you're going to click on Create New. And you're going to have 5 options: the seller CMA, the property review, the buyer tour, the buyer CMA, and the non-listing presentation. So the seller CMA is what I'm going to start with on this video, and this is a very traditional CMA. Again, I would say the seller CMA and the buyer CMA are very identical. It's a CMA that you're going to create for your client to show them what other homes in that area and style home sold for. So a seller called me, wants me to list their property. I'm going to click on the seller CMA. I'm going to create a really nice presentation. So we have a couple of default pages. There's 12 pages. Is just a very, very simple CMA. The 2026 CMA packet has 16 pages, and that has some fluff pages to it. So I think I'll use that one for this presentation, and I'll just press continue. You want to name this presentation, and you can actually put the address of the property here or the name of the homeowner. Either one will work. This is for your information. No one else will see that. Create. Once I create, it's going to circle on my page, and it's going to land over here to the left. It'll be the first one on my page. This is the back end of the CMA, and it's very straightforward and user-friendly. The subject property, that's what you're going to find here. The search tab, that's when you search your properties, you can pick the properties that you want to include in the CMA. That's where you're going to see the listings. Right now you see 0. Once I add properties, that number will change. Estimate is your possibly you want to put in your range of what you think the property's worth, or a number. It's your decision on that. And then pages, this would be the pages that would be included in my CMA. Also here you can view again the property in web version, portrait or landscape. You can send it from here. This would be an email going to the client. Make sure you're always checked so you get a copy. And again, if I clicked on settings, really all it does is allow me to change the name of the property, and that's pretty much it. You can upload a photo here. You can browse your computer and add a photo if you have a photo. I highly recommend a photo in this spot so that you can show the homeowner or the buyer this is the property that you're making a comparative market analysis for. So here you can put the address of the property here. This again is your presentation name. If you had a listing that maybe was listed in the multiple listing service for maybe 2 years, you might be able to use that property and get the data from that property. If not, and you don't have a listing, and I want to say old listing because it's only going to be about 2 to 3 years, and you can copy the data, but you need to always check that. I'm going to add this information from scratch. If you have a contact, you can put your contact's name in here. It'd be the contact that's in your Moxi Engage. They should pop up. Select an address here, and there's no address here, so I'm going to just add an address right here. And this is going to be 44 Hazelton Drive, no unit. This is White Plains, New York, 10605. That's my address. And then I'm going to just scroll down and maybe add some more information. White Plains School District. If you're in an area where this elementary school or the middle school and the high school are different, you want to add those there. This is a single family home. And I know because I did some research that there are 4 bedrooms and there are 2 full baths. I know the square footage is approximately 2,000. I know the square footage of the property is 50 by 100 and 55. The year built, 1930. And I know these things because I've done some research. I may have even looked at the house. I may have gone to the building department. I've done some research so I can create this CMA. And you just keep going and filling out as much of the information as you can. Yes, this is unfinished. Yes, there's a fireplace. No pool. No. There is a garage. Yes, 1 car. And there is parking in the driveway. And there is a modern kitchen. I wouldn't say it's new. Asphalt roof. Heating. It's hot water. And there is some central air in this house. Building style, Tudor. And then pretty much what else do I have here? It's not new construction. No. Floors are hardwood. Exterior stucco. And the gas is fuel. And you can even put remarks here if you want. It's totally your choice. This home is in good condition. The deck and yard are easy to access from the kitchen and dining room. Tree-lined street. Whatever you want to put here. I could also put something here that says this CMA was created before having a chance to preview the inside. Maybe I'm just doing this and I haven't seen the inside of the house yet. But if I did see the inside of the house, I'd probably do the remarks differently. I'm not going to put anything here for the sold, but you could if you had that information. Then I'm going to just press continue. And it's going to take me into page 2, which is my search tab. Once I click the search tab, it's going to put a star where the property is. And maybe some listings will pop up. These listings are not good for this property. I would not use any of them. But you may get a good list, and you can click on the picture and that'll be included in your listings. Because I'm not getting a great location search, which is a Google map search, I'm going to just go to my MLS radio button and I'm going to click there. I'm going to add MLS numbers using a comma. You should always do this anyway, even if you do get a good search, because it's very important to try to cover as many bases as you can. So I'm just adding these MLS numbers with a comma, and they will show up on my page as comparables. I'm using some old listings because I want this person to see what's going on in their neighborhood and on that street. On that street is really, there's been a lot of activity on this street. So I want them to see what other homes on the street sold for, because they will, when I sit down with them, say something like, well, what about that house? What about that house? So I tried to concentrate on the area. So I want to use all of these as comparables. So I'm going to click the picture and it gives me a little check mark, which means it's included in my listings. So now I have listings. I'm going to click onto that tab next. And just know this is very user-friendly and you can go in and out of this over and over and over again. If I have another listing that I found that I want to use, I can always go back to my search tab and add it in. You can add it in at any time. So the listings are showing up here. I like my listings to be ordered by active to sold. So I'm going to change that. And there are no actives, so that's what's happening in this market here. Also, if you know of an off-market listing, you can actually add that. Add custom listing will allow you to add custom listings. Remember I said I could add something again. So I'm going to go back to this search tab and I'm going to add another 2 listings. I'm going to remove what I put in. They don't go away because I have their boxes checked, but I'm going to add a couple more MLS numbers. And one more, 21691. I figured there were no actives or pendings. Let me see what I can come up with here if there's any others that I might be able to use. And I am trying to get this. Come on, there we go. So I will use these 2 listings. Again, now I've switched from 6 to 8 in my listings. But again, I still have no active pendings or solds. There's nothing active. I mean, I can go into my multiple listing service, check and see if I can find some more active listings, and I may just do that because I cannot believe there's nothing active here. The next tab is the estimate tab, and this is going to be your price range that you believe you want to list this property at. So $899. I'm going to create a range from $899 to $950 or $950. That's my range. Again, I can put comments here, the reason why I'm pricing at this. There's a pricing stat average, and this is the average for the properties that I used for comparables. This isn't just coming up with these numbers. It's only coming up with the numbers because I use them as comparables. The next tab over, in the estimate tab, there's one more tab here. It's called estimated net proceeds. And this is where you can add some information if you want it to give the seller. Let's just say your house sold for $925,000 and you have a mortgage of $200,000 and your listing fee would be whatever your listing fee is and whatever the selling office fee is. You could just go and calculate everything for your seller. I'm going to go to the pages next. That's my next tab over, and it looks something like this. You can add pages here. By adding a page, you can add from the library, or you can add a PDF if you wanted to add a PDF. This is the cover page that I'm getting right now. This is the page 2, Selling a Home Made Simple. Page 3, is pricing your home in today's market, and these have all been updated for 2026. And pricing your home in today's market, it's always great to show the homeowner that there were 210 units in White Plains, 24 of them average day on market, and they all sold in the approximate range of 107% of the asking price. And if I had to reduce this once, the numbers all go down. Look at that. They go down quite a bit. Pricing your house in today's market. Oh, that's the one I just did. Oh, that's Connecticut. I'm going to remove this because I don't need Connecticut. So I'm going to take that out, remove. What's your home worth? This is just an explanation of what I did to come up with the price, marketing conditions, property features, and competition. Analyzing the data, we look from the county, we go to area, we go to school district, and that's how we come up with our price range and comparable properties. We have a really nice proprietary form called Where Buyers Come From, and that's a really nice updated form as well. 58% of buyers sell within community of Westchester. 24% are coming from the city. 10% from the tri-state area, and 8% are international buyers. Listing overview. This is just going to give me a listing overview of my comparables. I can see if I click on the photo, it's going to take me inside of the house and show me all the photos, etc., etc. So this is a very nice page. Status comparison. Again, this is one of the better pages where you click on and see list price, sold price, and the percentage from list to sold. And look at that, every single one of them over 100%. And you'll also see days on market. You really want to show your seller this. This is very important information. Listing averages, up to you if you want to use this page. You can edit the page and remove anything here on the sheet here, or you can remove the page. Pricing in today's market, it's a scatter graph. The print version is looks a little different. Price and size also, the print version looks a little different. Pricing analysis, this is where you're going to put your price range that I showed you in. This can also be removed if the pricing stats don't match up with what you're saying. You can actually remove it by just taking the pricing stats out and changing that button and turning it off. That is if you don't want those pricing stats to appear. And then marketing plan of action. This is just a quick view of what you're going to do. This is the summary page. In conclusion, your dream. This is Houlihan Lawrence mission statement, basically. Your agent profile is going to be here. And then that is all you need. Again, remember, you can add pages here if you wanted to. So I could add a page here. I could go to the library and I can add pages from the brokerage pages. And in the brokerage pages, you're going to see the town pages. You're going to see the CMA packet. You're going to see the marketing plan. And there may be some things you want to include in this Selelr CMA. Here's the Selelr guide for New York. It's going to come up with each page separate. If you wanted to see what the page looks like, you just click on it and it gives you the Selelr guide. You can include that in here, or you can just take a page or two out and use that. Not that one, there's nothing on that page. Let's see. What distinguishes your property from others? And this might be something that you add to your CMA, and it's going to end up in your pages, and it's going to be wherever, right here, New York Seller's Guide. Now it's in my CMA. So I may want to include some of those pages. Again, it's add page, add from library. The other pages you may want to add to is if you created a PDF from our stats. So I would go to my homepage on my hub, Now remember, my CMA is still here, but I want to add a page. So I'm going to go to the home page. I'm going to go to Moxi, stats and reports and stats. And one of my fun pages I love to add here is the property analysis page. Some of the other fun pages would be the marketing history, the market overview. We already have where buyers come from. If your office does really well and you're on the green sheet, use the green sheet. It's up to you. The price band report, the market share report, these are all available for you to use. My favorite is the property analysis report. So I'm going to go to that and I'm going to click on a price range. I want to see from 800,000 up to, let's go to 9. Let's go a little over 1-1. How about 1-1? 1-1, 1-2-3. I'm not going to go back a year. It'll give me too many maybe, but let's go back 3 months. I'm going to go property type, single family. I'm going to ask for the county of Westchester. I am going to ask for region. If you know your region, this happens to be 4. Whenever you click on a region, it's going to give you the school district for that region. So this is a White Plains school district. I'm going to just go White Plains on that. And that's all I'm putting in here. I don't really need to put anything else in here. Maybe the architectural style again for Tudors and Colonials, but I want to see everything, so I don't want to do that. I just want price range back 3 months, White Plains School District, and the price range is very important. I could count first. 23, that's doable. Let's generate this report. Once I generate the report, it shows me what's active on the market right now. These are active listings. They may or may not be comparable. These are all also links once I put them in as I think they're links, but not 100% sure. Here's my pending properties and here's my sold properties. I am going to press the print button, but I'm going to save it as a download. You can print it if you want to and bring it with you, but I'm going to download this and I want it to go into my CMA. So I'm going to save it in my download and I'm going to add it to my Moxi Present. So now I'm going back to my Moxi Present. And in this case, I want to add probably up here, whatever you have highlighted is where the page will go. Add page, create new, update the PDF. And I want to choose the file. Where is that file? It's in my download. Here it is. And that is a page I include. Again, it's not my comparables. It is just what's happening in the marketplace from 800,000 to 1-1. And where'd it go? It should have landed here. Where did it land? I don't see it here. That's that. I had cover. Did I not just? Oh, there it is. It's over here. It ended up down here, which is okay. I can move things around. You can just move things around. I want this to go up there, so you can move things around. It's my property page, and there are 2 pages here. So it's up to you if you move them around. I can move it up. I really wanted it up to the beginning here under my cover. So I'm going to move this both pages up. And there you go. So this again is my property analysis report that I want them to see, but it's not the comparables. I comped houses that were similar to their house. Let me see, where is it? Listing overview. These are Tudors or Colonials. The property analysis report is everything on the market. So anyway, so that's pretty much it. That's my CMA. I am ready to view it. I would press the web view. Again, web view is a live feed through MLS. So anything that's here that's active or pending and then goes into another status, that ends up changing on the web view. You could also create a page with the cover of the house here in Brand Studio and bring it over as a PDF. This is the property analysis page. You see it just flows very nicely. So if you're doing this with your computer, with your homeowner, you can explain it all to them. That's the live version. There's also the print version, which I think looks really, really nice. And I always recommend printing as well as live version. If you're going to send something to a client, you want to do the print version and the live version. And always make sure that you get a copy. And this is what the live version looks like. Come on, let's go. And you can also do it on a horizontal. It looks good either way. But this is what it looks like. And this would be, again, the print version. Page 1, page 2, page 3. This is the print version. Now remember the scatter graphs that I talked about earlier? It also will give you all the comparables like this. It'll give you one photo on the comparables, otherwise you'll have 100 pages. So you could always go into the computer and look at the other pictures. So that's the comparables that I've chosen. Remember, this was the page that I really, really love. It's going to give me list price, sale price, and percent from list to sale, and days on market. Best page in the entire CMA. Here's your proper pricing. Again, this is what I used as comparables. And that's the scatter graph. Oh, I thought they did a different. Oh, okay, days on market. So it looks like this first, and then it day price and days on market like this. And that goes for size as well. And now they have the size as well. Okay. This is my, again, I would have had a photo here. This is my price range. This is the marketing plan. So this again is your, you can print it. It's the print version. You can download it. You can email it. There's many things you could do with the CMA. That's pretty much it. And if anyone has any questions, I really welcome any questions. I'm happy to answer. Hope this was helpful. I know it was long, but it's worth it. This is a CMA. My next video on Moxi Present will be how to create a buyer tour. So watch for that. Thank you for joining me, and I see you on the next video.